Welcome students. Today we will start with module number 3, metallurgical thermodynamics. First of all, we see revision of laws of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics, which states that energy is conserved. This law is also called as law of conservation of energy. Mathematically, it is given by dq is equal to du plus dw. When amount of energy dq is given to a system, it increases the internal energy by quantity du and some energy used to do external work. Next point is second law of thermodynamics, which states that the entropy of any isolated system always increases. Change in entropy ds is equal to heat transfer dq divided by temperature capital T. Entropy measures physical randomness of the system. For example, entropy of universe is always increasing. Third law of thermodynamics states that entropy of a system at absolute zero is a well-defined constant, means at zero temperature the entropy of the system remains constant. Specifically, a crystal at zero temperature shows zero entropy. Next point is auxiliary thermodynamic functions, which are also called as thermodynamic potential. This potential plays same role in thermodynamics as the potential energy in classical mechanics. Let us see one by one. First is internal energy, denoted by U, and it expresses in terms of change in internal energy, that is du. It gives total energy content within a system. Next thermodynamic function is Helmholtz free energy, capital F, and given by change in free energy dF is equal to minus pdV minus sdt, where P is pressure, dV is the change in volume, S is the entropy, and dt is the change in temperature. Next thermodynamic potential is enthalpy. It gives total heat content of the system. It given by dH is equal to TdS plus VdP, where dH is the change in enthalpy, T is the temperature, ds is the change in entropy, V is the volume, and dP is the change in the pressure. Last thermodynamic function is Gibbs free energy, denoted by capital G. It is the quantity equal to enthalpy of system minus product of entropy and absolute temperature, given by dG is equal to VdP minus STT. From this, we can conclude that all these thermodynamic functions are expressed in terms of infinitesimal change using 4 state variables, that is pressure, volume, temperature, and entropy. Next point is measurement of changes in enthalpy and entropy. Change in enthalpy given by dH is equal to TdS plus VdP, where T is the temperature, ds is the change in entropy, V is the volume, dP is the change in pressure. Entropy is the state function. For a system, change in entropy is given by delta S, which is equal to Sf minus Si, where Sf is the entropy of final state and Si is the entropy in initial state of system. For infinitesimal change in entropy is given by ds is equal to dq divided by T, where dq is the change in heat. In materials processing, melting of metal is done. For that, we are going to study the rule, which is Richard's rule. This law states that enthalpy of fusion is a constant for metals and it is nearly equal to 2.2 calorie per mole per Kelvin. Fusion is the process of conversion of solid into liquid state. Next rule is Truton's rule, which is associated with conversion of liquid into vapor state. This law states that for many liquids, the entropy of vaporization is approximately same 85 joule per mole per Kelvin. Next point is phase equilibrium in one component system. We know the system is said to be in equilibrium condition when properties of the system do not change with time. For a thermodynamic system, the properties of system expressed in terms of Gibbs free energy. At equilibrium, the Gibbs free energy attains minimum value if the process occurs at constant temperature and pressure. Then change in Gibbs free energy given by dG is equal to du plus pdv minus tds. We know change in enthalpy dH is equal to du plus pdv. So the equation becomes dG is equal to dH minus tds. For spontaneous process, dG is less than 0, that is, dH minus tds is also less than 0. In case of solid, change in volume is equal to 0. So term pdv tends to 0. For simultaneous process, the condition is satisfied, du minus tds less than 0. For a system with single component, free energy of the system remains constant, that is dG is equal to 0. In case of melting of metal, change in enthalpy is greater than 0. Entropy gives physical randomness of the system. So during melting, entropy is increased, which is a spontaneous process. Next point is chemical reaction equilibrium. Consider a reaction in which reactants A and B, which are in gaseous states, react and form product C and D, which are also in gaseous state. Reactants A and B react and forms product C and D by molecular rearrangement. Initially, forward reaction dominates and then backward reaction becomes increasingly significant, which results that two rates become equal. At this point, the reaction is said to be in equilibrium. Thermodynamic properties of solutions. All liquid substances can be studied in terms of colligative properties. First, we see what is the colligative property of a liquid. It is the property of liquid which depends on the number of solute particles and not on the concentration of the solution. First colligative property is relative lowering of vapor pressure. When a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, the vapor pressure gets lower. This phenomenon is called as lowering of vapor pressure. Property is elevation of boiling point. The boiling point of a liquid or a solvent will be increases when another compound is added. For example, when a salt is added in the water. Next property is depression in freezing point. As we add solute to solvent, it results in lowering of freezing point of solvent. Last colligative property of a liquid is osmotic pressure. First we see what is the osmosis. Osmosis is the flow of solvent molecule from lower concentration to higher concentration of the solution through a membrane. For dilute solution, osmotic pressure pi is directly proportional to the molarity C. So pi is equal to capital C RT, where capital R is the molar gas constant. As osmotic pressure is the colligative property, it depends on number of solute atoms. So molarity is expressed in terms of number of moles of solute atoms and volume of the solution capital V. Further solving gives pi V is equal to W2 RT divided by M2, where W2 is the weight of solute atoms and M2 be the molecular weight of solute atoms.